Hey guys, welcome to the Austin and Arthur Show.
You're listening to the Austin and Arthur channel, Unfiltered.
Yeah, we're basically just two American guys living in Japan talking about our experience, and we thought it'd be helpful for you guys.
So if you want to listen to us raw, you can listen to our AA channel.
Yeah, the Austin and Arthur Show channel. We have all of our videos with no subtitles. It might be a little bit difficult for you to check your listening or understand. So if you want to check how much you understand, we put the same conversation with English and Japanese subtitles on my main channel, Uconnect, where we focus on actually learning real English. So I think the link will be in the description below. You can check the video on the Uconnect channel for that.
And if not, keep listening to us raw here.
Gross.
Raw is such a weird word.
It is. It is. All right, man. Cheers.
Cheers. It's good.
Yeah, this was a bit of a risk for me. I don't know why, but it was from Yamagata, so I thought I'd get it. But you know, it's funny because this has a little bit. This is the I actually don't know how to read this. Ginne Gassan is right there. Ginne Gassan from what is it? From Gessan Shizo Kabushiki Gaisha in Yamagata. And so this has like a nice kind of like amakuchi foretaste, but then it turns into karakuchi a little bit at the end. This is really well balanced.
But it's like a good transition.
Yeah. I like it. That was good. We've been doing this show for too long, man.
Too long.
So what are we going to talk about today, Austin?
We're going to talk about Disney adults.
Yeah, particularly about why Disney adults are so criticized in the States, but not in Japan.
You know, it's really okay. So I have a lot I want to say on this, but I really want to start this off because when we think of Japanese culture, we think that Japanese culture is really, really strict with how people are allowed to present themselves and interact within society. And I think from a very surface level look at Japan, like it's very easy to make that opinion. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Right? But then I think once you live here for a while, you kind of realize that like, as long as you're not like really causing trouble, you can kind of just do whatever you want here. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it's weird because there's one part of it where it seems like people are really critical and force you to conform. But then there's another part where you don't.
Just whatever. Yeah. You just do it. You want to be a weirdo, then, you know, it's like people look at you weird for sure, but like no one's really going to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like when you apply that same thing to America, it's like the opposite. When you look at America, you're like, oh, everyone's free to do what they want.
Yeah.
And then you live in America for a little bit and you're just like, people are judgmental as hell.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's like, oh, what? They're doing that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, disgusting. I don't want to associate with that person anymore.
Well, it's like how if you eat McDonald's, you're seen as like an inferior human being sometimes.
Yeah, right? And so, like, look, I'm not advocating for Disney adults because I think it's pretty cringe.
Yeah.
Like, look, like, at the end of the day, if you got money, like, do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
But I just it feels really cringe to me, like when you see I'll tell you, especially see these videos of like people going to Disneyland and just being like, guys, they got the new cinnamon twists. You know, I've been waiting for 3 months since they announced the new cinnamon twists at Disneyland. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny because, as being born in Germany, right? Being born in Europe, and my mom spent a lot of time in France. My dad spent a lot of time in Germany. They lived in London before I was born with my sister, and I went to Disney in France when I was 4. I think maybe I went twice. I only remember the entrance to the hotel when we went into the hotel. And then I remember the dragon underneath the castle because the Paris Disney, they have that.
Yeah.
But what was funny is when we moved to the States, we never went. And we never really watched Disney movies. Disney wasn't really a thing. It was almost like...
That's funny, dude.
Well, so I watched Disney when I was a kid, but I moved when I was like 7, 8, and I was kind of getting out of that. But, I grew up in a household that was really devoid of Disney. Like, the way
Wow.
that my family saw it was
How un-American.
I know, right? Well, so my parents were, like, self-hating. Like, they were like, the people who have, like, inferiority complexes and they go abroad, like, Europe is so much better than America in
And
every single way.
Instead of white guilt, it's American guilt.
Yeah. Which it's
It's
funny.
a real thing. Yeah.
I know it is, and my parents were a really big part of it. It's changed over the years now, like my dad, like, one thing. I mean, this could be a whole topic in itself, but have you seen any of the videos of, like, Europeans coming over to the States for the World Cup and saying how great America
it's
is?
hilarious. Oh man. Okay. God damn it. Now, Arthur, we're gonna go on this huge tangent now. Dude, these videos are hilarious because Europeans shit on Americans all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly. We constantly get so much flack. We get like snooty Europeans who just talk about, oh, these Americans, these stupid fat Americans think they're so good and they think their civilization's so good. Meanwhile, they're all dying of heat stroke right now because they can't freaking put air cone. Okay. Oh my God, we're gonna go on so many tangents.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Chinese videos of China making fun of Europeans dying?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it is the most hilarious thing.
Wait, how could I find that?
Okay.
I'm sharing the screen right now.
Okay,
I was gonna share World Cup stuff.
Oh God, I want to say it's on TikTok or YouTube, but dude, this Chinese farmer is like, showcasing his house, and he's like, oh, here's my pig den. By the way, this is an open pig den. It's not even a room. There's an air cone just blowing on the pigs, just like installed on this like stone wall. He's like, yeah, I heard Europeans can't afford it. I mean, that sucks. My pigs have it. And it's like, you literally have a Chinese pig farmer out in the countryside with air conditioning.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, people in Germany and France are literally dying.
Do you know why though?
Yes, I know why, but I think the reason's dumb.
Yeah, it is.
It's really, like the excuse is like, oh, well, all the air conditioners are sold out.
No, so
it's like the reason why is like they want to like have a greener world, and they want to not like pollute and use all this energy for air conditioning.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think you draw the line when people die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny though. So here's actually, my sister, she lives in Berlin. And in her housing contract, she has a condition that they call I think it's called Durchliften or something like that, which means she is legally obligated to air out her apartment.
Luften, isn't it?
Yeah, Luften.
Yeah.
Durchliften or something like that. But she is legally obligated to open up all the windows in her apartment 3 times a day for mold. So that mold doesn't grow in. And actually, the air conditioning helps, makes it a little bit more moist inside. I guess raises the humidity.
If only there was a setting on the air conditioner that solved that entire problem.
I know.
It's so crazy to me.
I know.
It's like you hear so many excuses over in Europe, like, oh, we can't have it because the regulations, change the regulations. Oh,
Dude, this is Europe.
We can't have it because all the air conditioners are sold out. It's like, hey, idiot, how long has this been a problem? Oh, decades?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. If only you had gone in winter when no one was buying it. And it's like you hear, oh, well, it only happens 2 weeks a year. It's like, dude, literally every year, thousands of people die.
Yeah.
Literally die.
Yeah.
It's oh my God. Anyways.
And it also has to do with especially if you have like an outdoor unit. So like in Japan. So where I'm from in the States, you have indoor air conditioning unit. No, in window, where you put it in the window and you take it out of the window. That's one thing. But in Japan, like when you have it against the wall, you have an outside unit too. Yeah. And so in Europe, because the streets are very nice, they don't want it to ruin the ambiance of the streets. So we'll let a bunch of people die.
That's what I think of that, man. It is so stupid. Oh.
Yeah.
But back to what you were saying, back to the first tangent that we were on. It's really funny with the World Cup videos because everyone is like, oh, you stupid dumb Americans, we're hoity-toity friggin' people in Europe, and we think our society is so much better, and there's like, oh, God damn it, America's pretty awesome.
Dude, check out some of this. I can't play the videos because of copyright stuff, but let's just look at the titles of some of these. Like, America's winning the World Cup of culture. Yeah. The World Cup is changing how the world sees America. World Cup fans are telling us America is great. Yeah. And then the World Cup has proven America was right. Because I think, it's funny because when I came, oh wait, I wasn't actually sharing any of these. Now I'm sharing these. Let me just do these retroactively. I'll still talk. So when I first came to Japan, I was really surprised at how many people liked America or had positive views of America when I first came here. Because when I would go to Europe and I'd say I was from America, they'd be like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those guys, right? And it was almost something that like we had shame of.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with some sense of like an inferiority complex where they're like, oh, America's so much stronger than us. It takes care of us. It's kind of like your rebellious teenage kid that's like, Dad, you can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me. I'm my own man. You can pay your own rent.
No, I feel like a better analogy is the kid who grew up and is like way more rich and successful than their dad.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, Dad, I'm going to pay for this. No, I can afford it. It's like, Dad, well, I mean, you live in a single bedroom apartment.
Oh,
you got divorced
so in this case,
Mom.
Europe is the dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, guys, if you've watched this far, you're going to love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur friends, you're going to really improve your English listening. And I mean a lot.
As a friend of ours, you will get each episode ahead of time with no ads, so you can watch before anyone else. But not just that, you can ask us questions or leave comments, and we will make a special video each week answering questions and responding to comments. These videos will not be released publicly. They are for friends, members only. It's a great way for you to ask our opinions directly and for us to respond directly. You'll also get listening practice questions and answers that you can check. Answers are for friends, members only. Oh, and anaume mondai mo desu ne. So you can check your listening. But not just that, for each episode, you'll get a list of native phrases we said from the video, along with practice sentences and pronunciation practice to help your speaking as well.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not.
This is a great way to support our show, but also get closer to us and improve your English as well. For more information, click on the link in the description box, the gayorang, or go to our website, austinandarthur.com.
No, I can afford it. It's like, Dad, well, I mean, you live in a single bedroom apartment.
Oh,
you got divorced
so in this case,
Mom.
Europe is the dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
Anyways, dude, I feel like this needs to be a whole topic for an episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, going back to
we both have so much to say about this.
But yeah, so the reason why we got on this tangent was because my family was not necessarily anti-Disney. We just never did it. And if we ever thought about going to Disneyland in the States for a vacation, my parents would think, why don't we just go to Europe?
Yeah.
It's cheaper. And to be fair, I'm from Boston, and to go to Florida or to go to, I was about to say Orlando, which is in Florida, or to go to Anaheim, California, it's a 6-hour plane ride. And I can also go to Germany in 5 hours.
Florida's also 6 hours?
Yeah, it's really far, man. Maybe like 5 hours.
I didn't realize how much of a distance that is.
Yeah. Because it's not at the very tip. It's kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, if you're going to shell out the money for an airplane and you're going to shell out money for that, why don't we just go to Europe where things are easier, you know?
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
My family was not. We were a big Disney family.
Yeah.
We went to Disneyland multiple times in my life, 4, maybe 5 times when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
I mean,
wow.
It's like Seattle's not far from Anaheim.
It's, like how did you guys like drive road trip?
We did do that 2 times.
Okay.
Or no, maybe just 1 time, but the other times we flew.
Yeah.
But
how long was the airplane?
Oh God, it's
2 hours.
I don't even know if it's 2 hours.
Okay.
I think maybe 2 hours or an hour and a half, somewhere around there.
Okay.
It's not long. It's like it feels like you're flying to like Okinawa.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, and one of the things that like you'll really notice, like back when I was a kid, when you went to Disneyland, it was all families.
Yeah.
Like Disneyland, like the entire sorry, we just had lunch, guys. My bad. But like the entire point of Disneyland was to bring kids to.
Yeah.
right? And so when you went there, it was like you never, and I literally mean you never saw adults by themselves, right? It was always a family. Usually there was multiple kids, and, they were doing stuff together as a family. And I think that feeling changed right around like 2010.
Okay.
Because I was still in the military in 2010, and, I was stationed in San Diego. And, so obviously that's really
What do
close.
you do in the military when you're stationed stateside?
What's that?
What do you do what do you do when you're stationed stateside? Because there's not like an imminent threat.
Oh, I mean, like you're training the whole time.
Oh, okay,
well, I mean, it probably depends on your job, but I was infantry, so it's like we trained.
Okay.
So
just wait. Were you guys like there just in case an attack comes or something, or
no, you're training. So it's like you have a rotation of deployments.
Okay.
And so in my unit, there were 3 units that were similar to us in the Marines, and so at any one time, one unit was in Afghanistan, one was training, one was resting.
Okay,
And
I see.
So at that time, my unit was in the training phase.
Yeah.
And so anyways, so I was in the military at the time. I was in San Diego, and so I would go to Disneyland from time to time because military can go for free one time a year.
Oh, cool.
Which is
Great.
really neat.
That's awesome.
I like that. But yeah, so I went to Disneyland, and I'm just with my buddies, and it's like we got nothing better to do. And I remember going there and looking around and being like, there's like a lot of people in their like 20s here. You can buy beer here now. That's new.
Yeah.
And it's like the more I looked around, the more I realized like, yeah, there were still families, but like there was a lot of people who were just like in their 20s and 30s. And then I went to Disneyland again when I was in college. A couple buddies of mine, we did a road trip to California. And like
there's like a couple years later?
This was like 5 or 6 years later. I was in college at this point. And so we did a road trip to California, and one of my friends was like, I've never been to Disneyland, let's go. And I'm like, all right, sure, let's do it. And we went to Disneyland, and I remember going there and being like, okay, what the hell, man? Like, most of the people here are just in their 20s and 30s. Like, there's families, but like most of these aren't families now. And it's like, that's how it is nowadays.
Yeah.
Right? And it's kind of interesting because like I feel it's like it's that way in Japan. Like you go to Disney Sea, or especially Disney Sea, but even Tokyo Disneyland. Who is the most common person that you will see?
Girls in their 20s.
Yeah, I would say I would go a little bit lower than that. I would say girls between like 15 and 25.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like you always see tons of like high school girls, and I will tell you because I know all of the accessories they're wearing because you see them everywhere. They have their school uniform on. They always do.
Yeah.
They have the little Mickey Mouse ears of some form. Usually they're like silver. And then they have like some other like Disney accessory, like usually like a plushie or something. And then they're with their friends.
Yeah.
And then if they're not in high school, they're wearing something very similar to that, usually like a dress or like short skirt or something. Usually have like super high heels on, and they still have the Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah.
And it's like, you see that everywhere.
Yeah.
It is literally, you go to Disneyland, I would say like 60% of the people at Disneyland fit that description.
In Japan?
In Japan.
I would say more. Because now I go as a parent, right? And when I look around and I see how few small kids are actually there, it's kind of surprising. But, I do want to say something because I thought the same way as you did. But actually, I had a little like autistic fixation on Walt Disney, the person, for a little while. And there was this interview that I watched from 1963 of Walt Disney, interviewed by Fletcher Markle, whatever, on CBC. Yeah. And it was funny because they were talking about how, because this is like 8 years after after Disney World was made, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about how how the park's going and how it was originally made for families.
Yeah.
And actually, in this interview, 8 years afterwards, Walt Disney says 60% of the guests come with no children.
Really?
In 1963.
That is a figure I would have never believed.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because he made it originally for a place for the families to join. But what I almost think could have happened is it went to more family-centric later. Because I feel like the 80s, the 70s and the 80s were kind of like a low period for Disney or something.
Sure.
Like, when we think of Disney movies, we think of movies that came out in like the 40s
90s,
or the 50s or the 90s.
90s, yeah.
Yeah, we don't really hit that. But yeah, so that's when I thought, oh, this whole Disney adult thing has always been kind of part of it. But it is true that people are super critical of Disney adults. Like there's this really grotesque movie that you like from Meat Canyon talking about Disney adults. And we can't show this, but you want to talk about this video a little bit? Yeah, you showed this to me. This is gross.
Oh, dude, I love Meat Canyon.
Yeah.
So I just got to give a little bit of backstory about this. My favorite manga artist is Junji Ito.
Junji Ito, yeah.
And I love that guy. I love his art. Every chance I get to see like one of his exhibits, I always go. I oh my god, ooh, it's so good,
dude. Can we just look at this thumbnail of this picture? Disney adults are actually insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Like, look at this.
So Meat Canyon is another artist. He's an American. He has his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He does his own videos and everything. But his like main inspiration for art is actually Junji Ito.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
directly?
he's come out and said this multiple times.
Cool.
Like if you
and that's why there's
interviews.
The connection.
And that's why his art is really grotesque and disgusting because that's the way Junji Ito does all his art.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I could watch that art all day, but it's really grotesque.
So if anyone wants to enjoy Junji Ito-esque art in English, watch Meat Canyon.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the whole Disney adult thing, man. And the thing that's crazy to me is you will see these people who literally I don't know how else to describe it other than like just say they want to be stuck as a 9-year-old in Disneyland.
Yeah.
They just permanently, their entire identity as an adult human is they want to be a 9-year-old at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And so you'll often see you'll see these videos of like these girls who are like in their 40s and they're wearing like princess outfits in Disneyland, and they'll have like, I'll tell you, it goes so crazy because they'll have these YouTube videos where they'll be like, all right, guys, well, as you know, if you wear the actual outfit of a Disney character in Disneyland, it's not allowed unless you're like below the age of 10. So here's these clever outfits to wear as an adult.
And this is actually called Disney bounding.
Yes. It's got its own term, man.
Disney
it's
bounding.
My God.
So here's pictures of people, because like you said, you cannot wear costumes. So they have these guides of like, if you want to match your character, you can wear these clothes.
And it's like literally everything they do, like there's this obsession, right? And it's like, look, I'm going to be judgmental because I'm an American. Like, I think it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? It's just absolutely insane because you get these people who are just like, I just blew $30,000 on a trip to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, again, like I said earlier, if you're rich, if you want to spend your money, like, I'm not going to judge. Do what you want to do. But like, a lot of these people are not rich. A lot of these people go into crippling debt. They go into crippling. Like, I remember, oh God, there's this show about this guy who just like berates people on their debt.
Yeah. So so it's a finance show. Yes. I forget his name, but it's a finance show where this guy gets into why people are in debt. How he makes a plan to fix them.
Yeah.
And some people go to Disney every year.
Dude, so there was this couple who he brought on the show.
Yeah.
And it was mostly the woman.
Yeah.
Right? The guy just kind of went along with stuff. But it's like she went in like $45,000 in debt.
Yeah.
Like literally $45,000. Yeah. She took out a house loan and spent like a good chunk of that money on just a single trip to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Yeah. It's funny because I see a lot of people talking about how Disney, like a lot of Japanese people talk about how Disney is getting so expensive. And if you go to Disney in the States, it's like 5 times more expensive.
Oh God, it's so expensive.
Yeah. But so here's the thing. So
yeah.
So, you and I, when we see these Disney adults who do Disney bounding, like they dress in similar color schemes to their favorite character, or like they go see Winnie the Pooh and they cry because they see Winnie the Pooh, and you and I, and it's not just us, but as Americans, I think a lot of people feel this way. There's like a visceral kind of disgust reaction towards that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that really happens much in Japan.
No, I don't think so. Like even the things that I feel like you would expect to see it, because like for me, like as an American, when I come here, one of the things that I get really disgusted about when I see in Japan, and you don't see it too much outside of Tokyo, it's kind of like confined to like specific places in Tokyo, is a lot of like Lolita stuff and like lolly stuff. Like where it kind of like really, really kind of blurs on like, is this just pedophilia?
It is.
You know what I mean? Well, yeah,
dude. But do you know Lolita comes from the novel called Lolita,
I know.
right? Yeah, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
But there is a distinction, I think, between like Lolita cosplay and like lolly stuff.
Yeah,
like Lolita cosplay is just like girls with like frilly outfits.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Right? It's like they just want to be Alice in Wonderland. Like, all right.
Okay.
But like the other stuff is like, ugh,
yeah.
You know? But I get like a really visceral feeling when I look at that. Like, oh my God. But it's weird because you see here in Japan, a lot of people don't really react to it.
Yeah.
You'll see that. You'll see people who are like really obsessed with trains.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing that I think people kind of look at and like, I mean, it's not like Japanese people don't care about like looking at lolly stuff. Like, of course, like most normal people here will look at that and be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But it's like they'll look at like the train people the same way.
Yeah.
It's like the guys who are like recording train stuff and like taking pictures. It's like, okay, you're just really autistic, like that kind of thing.
Why would you? So, I don't know if that's necessarily true because I feel like train fanaticism is kind of mainstreamed here. I mean, granted, maybe it's not attractive to women or anything like that, but I haven't seen people...
Do you like trains, Arthur?
Kind of. I'm not like a huge maniac, but I do think Japan has a nice train system.
I do.
But in college,
yeah,
I remember there was a kid who was obsessed with the U.S. highway system. And and he would say, like, I remember when I introduced myself, I said, I came from Boston. Like, oh, so you probably, if you were to drive here, you came on this highway. And I was like, I
you
took
like
a
the
plane.
92, don't you?
Yeah. Where I'm from, we're I-5.
Dude, I-5's in Seattle, you jackass.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
No, sorry, we're I-95. Never mind. Sorry, my mistake.
I was what are you talking about?
Interstate Route 1 is where I live.
I-5, it goes like 1 starting on the West Coast and goes all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I made a mistake, man. That's fine. So see, this shows you I'm on the opposite side, but I just remember him being like that, and we were all kind of like, oh, that's really weird. But why do you think it is that in Japan people don't really have that visceral gut reaction?
Well, I mean,
Disney?
Like it's kind of like what I said in the beginning of the episode. I feel like on a very surface level, I think that one would look at Japan and think that this is a really controlled society where people really don't feel like they're able to express themselves and they have to adhere to these rigid societal norms. And then in America, you're free to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, as soon as you get below the surface level, you'll realize that Japan and America are completely opposite.
Yeah.
Right?
They're on the opposite side.
Yeah. In Japan, it appears like there's like all these like rigid societal norms, and it's like it's not like there aren't.
Yeah.
Especially if you bring up like work culture, but like when it comes to personal life, like you pretty much, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Right? That's where the line gets drawn. But as long as you're not hurting anybody, you're kind of just allowed to do whatever you want here.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like I'm like beating a dead horse or something like this with this. I really think it comes down to like religion in some sense,
Yeah.
because in Japan, even though Japan has like Shinto, Buddhism stuff, it's an atheistic country.
Sure.
Whereas like there's still some Shinto stuff in there, but
Yeah.
I think in Japan the highest moral good is to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Which is why Japan is so great to live in, but also why Japan is really difficult to live in. It's like a two-edged sword.
Yeah.
Whereas like because America was founded by religious fanatics. You know, I was just
Christian fanatics.
Christian fanatics. Yeah, exactly. Christian fanatics about how there's a clear evil, there's a clear good.
Yeah.
And you need to be good. And the purpose of your life is to have a good moral character. And so for us, when we see someone doing something we think is bad, it doesn't matter if it's in public or private. It's still bad, and it's like, oh no, this is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. America is a Christian country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care what you think, how much of the population is a practicing Christian. That doesn't matter. The fundamental pillars of society in America are Christian.
Yeah.
They're built off Christian values, and that still exists today. And one of those Christian values is calling out sinners.
Yeah.
Right? People who live gluttonous lifestyles, who live in decadence.
Yeah.
Those people are publicly ridiculed. Right? And I think being like a Disney adult in this example kind of falls under like that decadent lifestyle of like, oh, I want to forsake my responsibility and I want to just go exist in fantasy land forever. Yeah. Right. And people look at that and they're just like, you're not working hard to support a family. Like, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like Americans are very, very much still like really judgmental in that way.
Yeah. And this is something like you just saying that right now made me remember something that I'm still trying to unpack, but there's like this big emphasis in America to be, it's changing now, but there's a big focus on being self-reliant, being an adult. When you're an adult, you're an adult. You put away childish things.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny, there's a verse in the Bible that says, when I was a child, I thought of childish things.
Yeah.
When I became an adult, I put those away and focused on higher things, you know? And whether that's a misquote or not, that's still a thing where like when you and we see a Disney adult, we think, you're not older than 9, what's going on? And it's the same thing I see. But what's funny now is I feel like there's a backlash against that because now you have more adults buying toys than ever before. Yeah. 30% of Lego purchasers are adults.
Oh, I would expect it to be far higher than I would say 30% of Lego purchasers are like for children.
Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
Yeah.
But there was a YouTube video because like I'm really into Warhammer.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, look, can I judge all that much? Like I play with little toy soldiers every day. But one of the guys
who you know what? Just think about it like chess. It's a more complicated version of chess.
Dude, that's what we call coping. That is a cope.
I'm just trying to help you out, man.
No, I play with toys every day. That's just you have to own up to it.
Yeah.
You have to own up to it. But so I was one of the guys I watch on YouTube. He's a big Warhammer player, and he was just like, I worked hard all my life so that I can be a child again.
Yeah,
and that's, I think a lot of adults, especially in the U.S., hold that like belief where it's like, look, you know what? I paid my dues to society. I've earned a little bit of like comfort in my life, and I'm going to use that comfort to just be childish, do things I enjoy.
But I feel like though this thing about buying Legos or like collecting action figures is happening with younger people, not necessarily people who have families and stuff like that.
Sure. I like I said, I don't have a problem with it until we get into people are like really forsaking their responsibilities as an adult, right? If you are going into debt over Disneyland, that's where I look at that and I'm just like, you are a disgusting human being.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this is like a really interesting thing that I've been thinking about too, because a lot of people say that I'm way too serious and I think way too much and I take myself too seriously. I should live life a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I can understand where people are coming from, but I don't know. recently I've been able to like get in touch with my inner child,
Yeah.
and I've been like playing video games with my son or something like that. But it's interesting what you said about how, like, in the States, a lot of people go to therapy and they go through a lot of this thing. And the key thing that a lot of people want to do through therapy is to get back in touch with that uncorrupted younger version of themselves. Basically be a kid again, accept that kid side. But when we bring that out, then we get criticized.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I wanna go to Disney to get in touch with my inner child. Oh, you're a Disney adult. That's gross. So it's kind of like a complicated situation there.
Yeah. One of the other things that I want to bring up that I've been kind of thinking we've been having this conversation is like, I feel like Disney adults like mean very different things in Japan and the US.
Yeah.
Like, when we talk about Disney adults in the US, you think of like this obsession with Disney, this I want to be a princess and I want to live in Disneyland and this is my fairy tale.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like, Disney adults is like kind of what I was describing. It's like when you think of a Disney adult in Japan, it's like predominantly you're thinking of like a young girl.
Yeah.
Right. And are these girls really going to Disneyland because they want to be a princess and they want to they want to live in their fantasy? Not really.
Yeah.
Usually they're going there to like hang out with their friends and, like take pictures for Instagram. Like, dude, you see a lot of like girls in like really skimpy outfits here in Japan.
Yeah.
Going to Disneyland. And like I really want to emphasize skimpy. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting there like, oh, this is nice. But like,
their skirts like this long.
It is like, what is? You look like you're like about to stand in line for like a nightclub in Shibuya.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like they go there and they take pictures. Just around Disneyland, and like sometimes they'll even have a professional photographer with them. And but it's like I feel like there's a really big distinction. Between them and like. American Disney adults.
Yeah, I would say that in America, a lot of Disney adults, and when we talk about Disney adults, we're talking about the people who go every year.
Yeah.
And in Japan, you can go every year and it not be an obsession, but in the States, it's so expensive that if you go every year, it's
an obsession.
Yeah. And a lot of these people are like working through childhood trauma a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because even in like the video game space, because, now my son is playing video games and I'm kind of getting in touch with that. I played video games a lot when I was growing up. And I see a lot of people saying like, my parents didn't have enough money for these games, so now I'm buying all the games.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or I had no friends and this was my only comfort.
Yeah.
And it's almost like being a Disney doll is like a trauma response that leads to a community. It's almost like the otaku community when we were growing up and like all the people loved anime and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's different. It's funny because, like, in my wife's childhood home, in the home she grew up where her parents live, there's a bunch of Disney stuff. But would I say they're obsessed with Disney? No. It's just cute, nice. They like to look at it.
Dude.
It's not their personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I wonder if, like, the criticism we're giving in the States is actually making the problem worse or not.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about. It's definitely something I don't feel good about.
Yeah.
Like I don't like if somebody attacks my stance on Disney adults, like cuz I had somebody call me out cuz I'll tell you another thing. We're running out of time, but I kind of want to end on this. I'm a very judgmental person. I'm just going to be honest.
I had no idea, man.
I know it's crazy. People
Austin
viewing
is
this
judgmental.
Austin has a lot of opinions. They tend to be really dumb. That's just who I am. And one of the things that I thought was insane was all the people who are obsessed with God, not Katy Perry. What's the other one called?
The other Katy Perry?
The other famous
Miley Cyrus?
Not Miley Cyrus, dude. The really famous one with like that all the women like right now.
Oh, what's her name? Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
Yes, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Dude, Taylor Swift is like miles above Katy Perry, man.
Dude, they're the same person. They're literally the same person. It's just like you get all these like pop girls, the blonde hair. They're all the same. Anyways, So you have Taylor Swift, and she's got her like big fan group, like the Swifties,
the
right?
Swifties.
And I was out at lunch with coworkers. This was years ago, and we were talking, and I was just like, dude, I think the Swiftie movement is so freaking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy how obsessed people get over celebrities. And like somebody called me out and was like, why do you care?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? What if some girls just happen to like something? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
And it's like, I got kind of angry at that point because I was like, I don't have a good response to why I care. I don't know why Disney adults bother me so much.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't affect my personal life. And again, like I said, if you attack my argument, I don't have any defense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad about it, but it's like at the same time, I'm still disgusted when I see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a word in Japanese called tadasu, which is like the root of tadashi, correct?
Yeah.
And it means to make something right, to make something the way it should be. If something's wrong, you fix it.
Yeah.
And so like when you were talking about this, it really made me think how America really, because it's so religious in its background, is really like mawari o tadasu bunka. It's like it's a culture that tries to fix and correct the things around it. If you see something,
you fix it.
You fix it.
Yeah.
You don't just leave it for someone else.
Yeah.
And that can be good, and that can also be what happened here. And why can't we just let everyone live in peace? That's the Japanese way.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. I think this is good. I'm kind of curious to hear. I'm sure we have some Disney adults in the audience, and if you want to lay it into Austin, please be nice.
Why are you just dumping this on me?
Because you're the one who was like more critical.
Dude, I'm like the whipping boy, man. I'm sitting here taking all the flack.
Yeah. Anyways, man, I'll talk to you next time.
All right, see ya.